Welcome to the TUSD Risk Management Onboarding class. In this training, we will explain TUSD vehicle driving procedures, bloodborne pathogens in the workplace, the hazard communication program, asbestos awareness training, and school site emergency plans. These procedures are in place in order to create a safe, working environment and to adequately inform you of what to do if a student or staff member is injured. Remember, at TUSD, safety is a priority. We all have responsibilities in order to maintain a safe working and learning environment for our staff and students. That includes employees reporting unsafe conditions to their supervisor or reporting them by calling or emailing the TUSD Risk Management Office. If your duties at TUSD require you to transport students, drive a TUSD vehicle, or to drive your vehicle on district business, you will first need to be authorized for driving. You can obtain this authorization by completing the following 2 steps. First, submit a copy of your Arizona's driver's license to riskmanagement@tusd1.org for a status check through the AZ Department of Transportation. And second, complete the 20-minute driver safety training course on the True North Logic Professional Learning Portal. You can find the course by searching for course number 13272, titled District-Wide Driver Safety Training in the course catalog. The OSHA standard on bloodborne pathogens requires employees to protect themselves from exposure to blood at the worksite due to the potential for the transmission of dangerous viruses such as HIV and hepatitis. Microorganisms carrying these diseases can be transmitted if infected blood comes into contact with your blood, eyes, mouth, or other mucous membranes exposed while at work. The job classifications shown here are considered at a higher risk for potential bloodborne pathogen transmission. These jobs include all health office staff, any employee who may assist with an injured student, any person that may render aid to an injured or sick student or employee, occupational therapists or physical therapists, speech clinicians, individuals certified in CPR as a condition for employment, all ex-ed employees, infant care specialists or athletic trainers or coaches, all types of building engineers, all types of custodians or campus monitors, all substitute teachers, bus drivers, and bus monitors, all facilities persons that may encounter blood, fecal matter, bodily fluids, all school safety personnel who are non-administrative, and audiologists. If your job falls under this category, you will need to contact Risk Management by calling 520-225-6602 or emailing them at riskmanagement@tusd1.org. The Hazard Communication Standard states that all employees have the right to know about the chemicals they are working with, even desk cleaners and common use chemicals. This communication standard is globally harmonized, meaning the terminology and symbols within the standard are matched around the world. In other words, any safety sheets, warning labels, or chemical symbols you see on chemicals in a workplace will look the same in any workplace across the globe. Safety data sheets, chemical labels, inventory lists, and written copies of the Hazard Communication Program are the multiple ways OSHA requires that employees are informed of potentially hazardous chemicals in a workplace. They are either available with the purchase of the chemicals or per request of the chemical manufacturers. Your work supervisor may also be able to help you, or the safety data sheet could be Googled as well. The safety data sheets are standardized and will always have a user-friendly format of 16 main sections. Sections 1 through 8 are for general information, such as the chemical name, ingredients, storage precautions, and hazards it poses with pictograms. And then sections 9 through 16 are for technical information, such as the chemical properties, stability, ecological information, and disposal information. The chemical labels are also standardized with the same system, but aren't able to include all of the information from the safety data sheet. They do include the chemical name, manufacturer information, precautionary information, and hazard information with pictograms. Label information is important for the employee to use appropriate handling equipment, proper storage procedures, and necessary first aid if contact does occur. Keep in mind a safety data sheet can always be provided by the manufacturer of the chemical at the employee's request, if all the information on the sheet is needed. Remember, all TUSD employees are responsible for identifying and listing all hazardous chemicals in their workplace. They are also responsible for obtaining a safety data sheet for each chemical and filing it in the site or classroom safety data sheet binder. Specialty shops such as welding, auto, and transportation will have safety data sheet binders in their particular shop. Also, never bring chemicals from home to the school. If there is an emergency involving a chemical, it is your responsibility as a TUSD employee to do the following. First, call 911 if the situation is life-threatening, and then evacuate the area by removing self, students, and other staff from harm, and then notify the site administrator. Following that, notify the school site health office if medical attention is needed, and then notify the site custodial service for cleanup. Lastly, store all remaining chemicals out of reach of children while the emergency is being taken care of. Asbestos was used in the construction of buildings which were built from the 1940s to the 1980s, before the health risks of the material were completely known. If your job classification is custodial personnel, site engineers, transportation, mechanical or engineering, warehouse, facilities and maintenance, or anyone with the potential to disturb asbestos, if your job classification is shown here, you will need to sign up for our mandatory self-paced asbestos awareness training on the True North Logic Professional Learning Portal. You can find the course by searching for Asbestos Awareness Training in the course catalog. Our schools are required by Arizona state law to have written emergency management plans, or EMPs, that detail necessary procedures in the case of an emergency on campus. The EMP can be located in the office and may also be found at other places around campus. Check with your site administrator for specific locations of the written EMP at your site. It is necessary that teachers, school staff, and site staff specifically know evacuation and lockdown procedures, as well as how the site accounts for students and staff during an emergency. For further emergency questions, contact TUSD School Safety at 520-584-7676. If you have any general safety questions, contact our Risk Management Office by calling 520-225-6602 or emailing them at riskmanagement@tusd1.org. Congratulations! You are now finished with the TUSD Risk Management Onboarding Training. Head to topic number 2 to take the quiz and finish the course. And welcome to TUSD.